Welcome, everyone. I am Nellan Hunt in New York for We News. Today, we are speaking with affectionately known as Miss Pat. 60 years ago, Miss Pat, you and your husband started VP Records. You've now decided to write a book, my reggae music journey. Why write a book?
Well, thank you for the introduction. Yes, my story begins 60 years ago back home in Jamaica. So I'm now in America for over 40 years. So I decided to write my book because I want my grandkids, great-grandkids to know what I did in my lifetime. And I wish my parents had the technology to partake with us their journey from China and India, because we don't know much about them. So I've decided to write my book so that when I'm gone, at least my grandchildren, great-grandchildren, great-grandchildren will know me and to see what I did in my 60 years of journey.
How did you get involved in, of all things, music? The music industry dominated by men since the beginning of time. And here you are, all this time later, still, when people say Miss Pat, they don't go, oh, Miss Pat. When they say Miss Pat, they go, Miss Pat. That respect.
Yes, it's very surprising for people because I'm always behind the scene. But my husband and I, when I got married, when I was about 20, he was working with a jukebox company in Jamaica. So we had a lot of the rejects, you know, when you punch the money and you get five songs for you. I don't know if everybody knows jukebox, but jukeboxes was in the restaurants and the bar and the entertainment place. You punch 20, put in 25 cents and you'll get 5 records of your choice playing. So they had a lot of rejects from the jukebox because every month he would go in and put in new records, take out the old ones. So that's how we started, to sell old jukebox records. And we started like over 60 years ago. And he was working with a jukebox company. I had my young baby. So we said, you know, we could try and sell them. And that's how we started, to sell old jukebox records and earn money. And that was over 60 years ago, back home in Jamaica.
Wow. And then you decided to, you know, as most West Indians do, throw caution to the wind, move to another country and say, you know what, if we could do it there, let's try and make it even bigger and better here. When that day came, what was the feelings you were going through to decide to try this in North America?
Well, 20 years before I came here, you know, we were selling music, producing and distributing. And we had a Studio 17, that most of the artists would record there. So we are familiar with the artists like Bob Marley, Peter Tosh. A lot of them came and hang out at the store and go up in the studio and make recordings. So at 1977, my country was going through a lot of turmoil, you know, a lot of things was political unrest. So I decided to leave. Like most people, we come to America. I mean, it was very, very hard at first because we had to try to sell our culture, trying where to live, sending the kids to school. Where do we open shop? It was very difficult. You know, for the first 3 years, we didn't even know where we are. We just was trying a thing. And because we had the experience with the music already, that's what we brought with us, food and the music, because we couldn't take out more than $50 out the country. $50 US we were allowed to take out.
At the time?
At the time, in 1970, early 70s and 70, we came here 77, but my husband came 3 years before we did, so that we could stay back to get our papers ready. At 77, when we really set up shop, was very difficult. You know, we decided to, my husband go all around. We got to Florida, we got to the Bronx, we got Brooklyn, we go all over to see where would we prefer to live and to make the business. My husband picked Jamaica Queens because it reminded us so much of back home. At that time, 40 odd years ago, there were much Caribbean people. But my husband said he liked the area, and he said to me, Pat, don't worry. We will get Caribbean people moving here. And so was it. Years after, we have a lot of Caribbean people. It's really a diverse cultural people living in Jamaica Queens.
It really is, yes.
So his dreams came true, thank God. He's not with me anymore, but we still carry on the business with my 2 sons and my daughter. And then that's what we did all these years, over 40 years. We're doing the same business. Soca, calypso, reggae, and everything.
Miss Pat, you don't think it's time to retire? Take it easy.
Well, what retirement mean? Retirement doesn't mean stop working. You have so much other things that you can do, and I never want to ever stop working.
Yeah.
I just created a foundation, and as I tell you, whatever money we earn from the book, my reggae music journey is a journey for my 60 years in reggae music. And the foundation is being set up for that purpose. All the earnings that I receive from the book will be going to my foundation, Vincent and Pat Foundation.org. So I've been always want to do charities, and I've always do charities and giving back. So This is another extension for me to make a foundation that I can able to collect more money to give away more. And it's about the music and music education, culture, and everything to do with music, because I think music is one of the best elements that I can really see how much it unites people together. It makes people happy. You know, it's really a good way of showing your culture, and at the same time, people will enjoy the music. So I'm happy that I went into music.
Wonderful. So Miss Pat, if I'm not mistaken, when you make a donation to the foundation, you receive a copy of the book.
Right.
That is such a wonderful thing, because, you know, so many times now people do feel that they want to give back, they want to get involved, but they also want to have a sense of having something tangible to say, you know, I felt I did something, and then I have this thing that shows me where the money is going to go and what it's going to do. We're going to take a quick break, Miss Pat, but when we come back, we're going to talk about the foundation some more and where the money is going to go and what it's going to do in the community that you're living. Everyone stay tuned. I'm Nellan coming to you from New York for We News. We'll be right back.
Listen, it's Mr. Lover. I'm gonna take back my job. Back up the things I'm a cutting. Yeah. All listen, you know what you me a do. Me pop me back them and I'm leaving for sure. Want you know, say me have 1 foot through the door. Will leave a girl out there when me want explore.
Just go, try and leave, you don't know. You'll be back for sure. Yeah. Cause we both know you can do my love. Can't let my love go. Try and leave, you don't know. You'll be back for sure. Cause we both know. Can't let my love go. Can't let my love go. You never get another like this. 1 in a million, no other one exists.
I'm young, right? I want to see the world and see other people.
Remember who get your whip. Whip up. And let me dip down low. Fling it up and make your eyes roll. Just remember who's in control. Take away yourself, cause Allison run the show. Just go, try and leave, you don't know. You'll be back for sure. Cause we both know.
Go ahead. You will be back.
Go, try and leave, you don't know. You'll be back for sure. Cause we both know. Can't let my love go.
You come in the come and begin. Why you know me have the thing now to keep you a grin. Yeah, I no stop spin. Good wine still a fling. I'm just a lover with the real sin thing. I'm in love how you bubble, I'm in love how you wine. No matter what you say, no, you will always be mine. Me a road boy, please, no boy can cross the line. You're the only man I love to come back in your life.
Just go, try and leave, you don't know. You'll be back for sure. Cause we both know. Can't let my love
Welcome back. I'm Nalan Hunt in New York, coming to you, bringing you We News. I'm speaking today with Miss Pat. Miss Pat, before we talk about the foundation some more, you know, when people refer to you, your full name, of course, is Patricia Chin, but I always hear people say Miss Pat, and I have a feeling there's a story behind that name.
The Miss Pat name came about way back in Jamaica because
Wow.
I think I was the only woman that does reggae music other than another lady that I know, Mrs. Pottinger. But most of the men, when they came to buy or to produce or to just talk, they called me Miss Pat. So that's the name stuck on me. So when I was deciding to write my book, you know, I had a lot of names, what to name the book. But it boils down that everybody knows me as Miss Pat. So I just chose to write the book, call the book Miss Pat, because it's very easy and a lot of people identify me with Miss Pat. So that's how the name came about. I didn't change it. People call me Miss Pat and I just acknowledge the name. Because back home in Jamaica, a lot of people, you know, we don't call people by the first name. Mr. Mrs. And I found it very strange when I came here. But I love the name. My dad gave me that name, and I'm really honoring my dad and my mom for really shows that we need to give back, always giving back and helping others. So I give the honor to my mom and dad on my book also.
The foundation that has been set up, where is the money going to go in terms of how is it going to serve the community? What have you decided is the best way to use this money to help those in the community?
Well, you know, I have been in a lot of charities before. So we set up, it's not only, it's music, but it's education, and it's anything to do with kids and development of kids and music, whether it be dancing, it's education, it's their talent, it's anything they prefer to do as an early age. I remember back home, we were very, very poor, but my mom, I was 7 and my sister was 5. And somehow she realized that music was good for us.
Yeah.
So although she was very poor, and at that time, 25 cents was a big amount of money, but she sacrificed 25 cents to send us to music school. And then it so happened when I got married, I was thrown in the music business, and I've been doing it over 60 odd years. Wow. So I see where music is very important for the development of kids. It really gives them a sense of, you know, our heart is a heartbeat in itself. And music makes people happy. It makes you sad sometimes.
Yeah.
You miss your country. But the music gives you a connection back to your culture and your country. When I came here, I didn't know much about soca, and I had to learn it. And I just love soca because it's all about the culture of the country.
Yes.
And that's what the food and our music is, a connection to our culture back home. So I just felt like I wanted to do education for children, music for children, helping them to develop early talented in music and education in music. So I've been doing it many years. So we have donated to a school in Jamaica, that Alpha Boys School, that does a lot of music for the musicians and the singers. And then we have done many things here for other organizations, the YMCA, Heartbeats of the World, you know, and other organizations affiliated with music and the development of children in the music. JCAL, which is an organization on Jamaica Avenue, they're also involved in music education and all types of events for kids. So we have worked with them over the years to develop the kids and develop talents.
Ms. Pat, you mentioned your mother sending you to music school. What instrument did you learn?
Piano. My mother taught us to play piano. We didn't stay long. Maybe we stayed about 6 months, but that was early development for me in music. She knew that music was good for us as children. She was very poor, but she had a friend, had a piano, so she sent us to music school. Then I so happened I wanted to be a nurse, but after 2 years, I went in business with my husband in the music business, and I stuck it for many years. So I've been around a long time with the artists. Some make it, some doesn't, but I am happy I chose music because I could see how much it's empowered people.
Yeah.
And it helped them to have hope that one day they can make it. And music is such a wide genre because you don't have to only sing. You can be a musician. You can work the business side of it. You can be a DJ. You can do so much things in the music. You don't have to only sing. There's so much other elements in business that you can do other than be a singer.
Miss Pat, do you have a part of the industry that you might like a little bit more? I mean, you mentioned your 2 sons and your daughter, and you know, parents always say, I don't have any favorites, and then the kids will say, of course she has a favorite. Is there a part of the industry that you like a little bit more than the next?
Well, you know what brings me joy? When I see the artist comes in and they're doing well and they develop and I see them make a success.
That personal interaction.
I feel it good about myself too. Not everybody's going to make a hit, but when they do make a hit, I feel happy for them because I know that it's not an easy road. Whatever you do, you have to have a passion, consistency, make sure that you really love what you do and just go for it. Start where you are. And I love to give back information and what I've gone through, to give back the knowledge that I've gained through the 60 years to help others. It's not only helping with it, but to give my knowledge back to them to help them succeed. So it's always giving back all the while. When one make it, they should bring up the other. And that's
right. Well, it's interesting that you talk about, you know, watching people succeed and have hits. When we come back from this quick break, I'm going to ask you a very difficult question. How do you spot a hit? Don't go anywhere, everyone. You're watching Ellen in New York for WE News. We'll be right back.
Give it to me, do it to me, give it to me. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. The way you make me feel from deep down in my soul, I'm losing all control. Girl, I can't fight this feeling. It feels so right. Champagne and candlelight, the way you hold me tight. Girl, I can't fight this feeling. Oh no.
Woman, you're nice. Smile on your face is like you're right upon my life. Girl, me can't wait to give you everything you like. Hope you from the day your Christmas sight. I guarantee that you'll be satisfied. Don't be afraid to break the rules and to better things, so tell the little man to cool. Thank me lucky star, I can't believe I found a jewel. And them all ask what you wanna do, so make them know say that me have the tool.
The way you make me feel from deep down in my soul, I'm losing all control. Girl, I can't fight this feeling. It feels so right. Champagne and candlelight, the way you hold me tight. Girl, I can't fight this feeling. Oh no.
Woman, you bring the niceness, priceless. Girl, you have the place. Bossy, can't forget. Yes, I love the chase. You know, say no bagger man can come call your name. All where you gonna, you me claim. Woman, your body tight, hotter. Woman, you really blessed. Polite, proper, out above the rest. You are my darling empress. That's why
Welcome back. I am Nellen Hunt in New York for WE News. We are speaking with Miss Pat of VP Records, a veteran and a huge success and influence up to this day in the music industry. Before we went to break, Miss Pat talked about the joy of watching the artists succeed and having hits, knowing that this is in itself a difficult undertaking. Miss Pat, is there a formula to say when you hear an artist or musician performing or practicing or recording, how do you, or are you able to discern, you know what, this one is a hit?
I usually say to everyone that nobody can predict the hits. You know, we have to follow them from they really start singing to know that they have a passion and they work. They work towards their career. And they have a good attitude, willing to put out enough of their sacrifice to do what they like best.
Yes.
I think they have a lot of small events that they usually start with, you know, and most of the time we would see them performing and see the reaction of how the audience and their attitudes. So when we come, they've already done a lot of the work. They've done a lot of the work for their career because it's about their career. We're only a vehicle to help them.
Yes.
We can't predict their hits. They have to want to walk the walk also.
And talk the talk.
Attitude, and it's right and everything is right for them. It will happen. But it's a lot of hard work and commitment to what they like best. And as I said, they don't have to be a singer. There's so much other things in the music industry that they can gravitate. You know, they can be a writer, a musician, a person like you that really do the interviews.
Oh gosh,
so
thank you.
In the music industry that it doesn't work one way, they can always have to be flexible.
Yeah.
I think in every business you have to be flexible, be consistent, and really know that you have to work hard and have a passion of what you do. So when they come to us, they've already done most of the footwork. We only help them to develop it, to help them along the way.
Take that next step.
Yes, the next step.
What are the roles your own children play in VP Records?
Well, I have 3 children, which is my daughter, Angela. She's the last child. She does a distribution. She lives in Florida.
Wow.
We send her orders, and she does a distribution all over the world, the Caribbean and all over the world. My son, Chris, is the first one. He does deal with the artists and the development of the artists and pick the songs. And Randy, my second son, he does the business side, talking to the lawyers and so that we have everything set. You know, it's not shaken as we did in Jamaica. We have to have all the documents right now to make it be a success.
So you actually have assembled a wonderful team of not only children, but employees and stakeholders who have very distinct, diverse influence in how VP Records is run. So that essentially is one of the best formulas you could have, not only just family, but they each have very distinct roles in making sure that the vision that you and your husband started continues. Are any of them musical?
We have, yes, a few of my employees are musicians too. And we have a diverse culture. We try to bring the best out in people. And we have employees over 40 years. We have them many years working with us. And we're like a big family.
Yeah.
We have birthday celebration. We have month-end celebration. We have a lot of things. So we try to keep it as a big family.
And you have these...
And knowing that we all are working to not only for a living, but we have a passion of what we do, because we are in a country that we weren't born here, but we have to assimilate in America, but we'll never forget our roots.
Yes.
Remember that we come from a different country, and we try to be positive about where we come from and help and give back always giving back. So that's my philosophy. We always have to give back and pay forwards for others.
And your book talks a lot about where you came from, where you were, where you are, and where you hope to go. And one of the wonderful things about the book is you have all these photos of people who, when they go through the book, they will say, oh my gosh, where was this picture taken? Who took this picture? We were just standing around talking about something, and next thing you know, we in my reggae journey with Miss Pat.
Yes, that's the beauty about the book. Because when I started it, I wanted to be just a family. Then I said, you know, it's 4 years it takes me to put them together. I had to go back to ask people for pictures, and then we put the artists involved. So it took a long time. The pictures are what took the most time, because the text was done 2 years before, but getting the picture to make the book much better, because I have over 100 pictures and 200 pages. So I try to identify the picture with the text. Just if I'm talking about something that was 30 years ago, I try to find a picture associated with the picture, with the words, so that people can understand the true story. Because when I started the jukebox company, my husband used to work with a company in Jamaica. I didn't know that person at first, but I met his grandson 50 years after I met his grandson.
Wow.
That if you see the book, you will see him, and you will see his father that usually started us in the jukebox company. So my book is really a history of 60 years in music.
It's a wonderful legacy.
I know them 50, 60 years. A lot of them are from they just start singing at 16, Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, all of them, Dennis Brown, Barry Salmon, Gregory Isaac, all of them passed through the doors of Randy's record in Jamaica. So, you know, the artists and us are a big family too, as we go along.
My reggae music journey, the book written by Miss Pat. Miss Pat, I want to thank you so very much for joining us today to tell us about the book, to tell us about the VNP organization. We will, of course, run the website for people to see that they can donate to, go on to the website, see what the organization is about, look at the impact that you're having. I want to thank you so much for your time, for the legacy that you and your family have built and given to us, to remind us, as you said, you know, we are here in North America and all throughout the world as Caribbean people, but to never forget your roots, to never forget home, to never forget, you know, a bottle and spoon, or that titting that you hear somewhere and you go, wait, I know that sound. Wherever you are in the world as a Caribbean person, you know your music when you hear it.
And it's really a proud feelings, you know, to hear your song being played in America, you know, when I did my 50th anniversary in the Radio City Music Hall, and to see my name up there. I could never believe that reggae has been gone such beautiful all over the world. Like I went to Spain, I went to Rotterdam, I went to Mexico, I went all over, and I hear my music playing, and it's really a joy to hear it and see how much reggae is streaming all over the world. So I want to thank you also. I want to thank all your listeners. I want to thank my friend Raquel for this opportunity to talk about my reggae music journey book and my foundation. So my book will be on sale at vpreggae.com. Right now I'm selling it towards my foundation. All the aids are for foundation, my foundation. So please go to my foundation, VNP foundation.org, and contribute, and we'll be very happy. And I'm sure you'll be happy in having the book also, because, you know, a book is like a friend. You can have your friends come over, you can go through the books, you can have a big laugh, you can have it brings a lot of memory back.
Yeah.
So go and contribute to the foundation and receive a free book.
Everyone remember, it's vnpfoundation.org.
Yes.
Thank you everyone for tuning in.
And also vpreggae.com.
vpreggae.com as well. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Nalan Hussain. Thank you for everyone here at We News. Stay safe.